bottom line, he was a musician. Hey, that's all he really wanted.
That's all he really wanted to be.
All that other bullshit was a kernel.
All that other bullshit was the kernel. Elvis. Oh my God, Elvis. Growing up, I ain't like Elvis. Why? Probably because he was white. Just like white people hate black people, I ain't like Elvis, right? Wrong, right, whatever. Elvis was a drug addict.
The biggest one in my grid of the community was that he stole black people's music.
Oh!
That was the number one.
Yes! He stole black people's music. He married his cousin. Like, she wasn't even of age. What's the first thing I said?
They weren't accurate about that. That was Jerry Lee Lewis that married his cousin.
So it wasn't Elvis?
No, that was not it. That was Jerry Lee Lewis. They did a whole movie about it called Great Balls of Fire.
Right. So we grew up learning a lot of these things, negative things about Elvis, and the main thing was stealing black people's music. All that movement, dun-dun-dun. It's just how we don't get the true story. Because he did remake black people's music, right? He acknowledged them. He said that it was their music. He didn't steal it. You know, it wasn't like that. Elvis paid respect to the black musicians that he grew up with. So we watched this movie and we watched Elvis, and OMG, I am his biggest fan. I had no idea that Elvis didn't travel the world. I knew he was always in Vegas, but I didn't know he was stuck in Vegas. It's like his manager took advantage of him and his parents from the beginning, didn't have a lawyer to sign, and everything that he was became everything that the manager needed, and this man was held hostage. Y'all was going out there looking to see Elvis in Las Vegas, not knowing this motherfucker was locked up in a hotel. He could only do shows in one hotel, and back then you just thought that that's what he wanted to do, but no, he was sold out. Man, the people around Elvis did him so wrong, and he did not steal black people's music. I just hate this time right now, because everything that I thought was true, that I was taught when I was younger, I am finding out in my 50s that all this bullshit was a lie. Like, we think about the Cosby Show. Or let's just think about just anything. Michael Jordan, Say the Last Dance. All this basketball we was watching, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, all this, you know, on the TV, and then you find out that all this stuff was going on in the background. You find out all this stuff about staying woke, all this Illuminati. It's just so crazy how what we were taught, the cartoons. We were watching like sex in cartoons and we didn't even know it. It's just so crazy that what we were taught when we were younger, now that we're finding out wasn't the truth, and now we're finding out the truth. And watching Elvis is me finding out the truth about Elvis, and Elvis was not a bad guy. Who wrote the movie? Was it true? Whose perspective was that? That was the managers, right?
He's like narrate, so it's kind of like from his point of view,
which is even bad, because that was a bad point of view.
Yeah.
Black people, we need to do our research on Elvis and look into it our own eyes, and not look into it as our parents who loved him only, but then as other black people that didn't like him because they thought he stole our music, or they thought he married his younger cousin, or whatever the hell. Ain't he probably the biggest musician that's like still bringing in like revenue in his death as far as like Graceland?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go see Graceland.
Yeah, so do I, man.
I feel when that song he sung, what was it, like a couple of weeks before he died, when he sat at the piano, his eyes were like red. Man, he sung his heart out. And that's another thing about Elvis, what I love. Elvis didn't just take the music that was written for him and just sing. He was instrumental in the music, how the music was played, how the drums, the guitar, how when they came in, like he put a lot of order to his music. He was very instrumental into producing and making his own music. That was it about Elvis. Dun 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 dun. Hell yeah.